Alright, I have installed the Cc3D chip from Lumineer on those 4 posts that we had from earlier. I want to point out before we zoom in, this chip considers this motor, this is the front of the drone right here. This is motor number 1, this is motor number 2, this is motor number 3, and this is motor number 4. So we have to plug the ESCs, the electronic speed controllers that we soldered on in the last video. We connect those in the proper slots on the Cc3D controller. And let me zoom in here. That's good. All right, these are the prongs right here. They go along the side. There's 6 of them. We're obviously only using 4 because we only have 4 motors on this drone. So we're going to take the one from the front left engine, and on the left hand side is a 1, or the signal, which is the white wire, and then the middle one is positive, and then this one over all the way to the right, our right, is negative, and the negative is the black. I'm going to flip that around. Since that's motor number 1, I'm going to plug it in. You can see the prongs that came on mine are a little crooked, but it should work anyway. That's motor number 1 plugged in. The white is our signal. The red is in the middle, and then the negative, which is the black cable, is all the way on the right. We're going to go up there for motor number 2. We're going to do the same thing here. Plug that into slot number 2. And like I said, that's going to show you how crooked that number 1 slot is, but I don't know. It should work, and they're sold out right now, so I'm not going to wait for a back-ordered part to come in to have them ship me a new one. This is motor number 3. Is our back right motor. So grab the ESC from that. We're going to plug that into our slot number 3. Just like that. And we take our last but not least motor number 4, which is our back left, and plug that into slot number 4. Just like that. I'll point out also that this arrow right here, that always has to be pointing to the aircraft and facing up, that little notch right there. So we can see Cc3D right there, the logo's facing up. Put the nuts, screwed the thing down on there, and got the power cord I ran under it. We'll see how that works out, I'm not sure yet. And then next we will be installing this harness that comes with the controller. This plugs into our receiver, which is this guy right here. And we'll be hooking all this up right now. Alright, we're going to hook up this cord here. I already did it. This is the cord that comes with the Cc3D chip. And this is the receiver that came with this Taranis, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Taranis radio that I purchased. This is the X9D. And then this came with it, which is the X8R. This is the one with telemetry, which I guess allows you to plug something into this smart port slot right there and monitor your battery levels and other stuff directly to the radio. I don't know how any of that works yet. I'm not even sure if I installed this correctly, but I'll show you right here. Zoom in a second. All right. So this is the receiver. This is what the controller actually talks to, that you control with your thumbs and whatnot. This is the part of it that's in the aircraft. These are the antennas, I'm guessing. One for the top part of the drone, the other one for the bottom, I'm guessing. And then these are the wires that came with the Cc3D chip. So plug in right there on the side. Supposedly, people have said, I've heard on other YouTube channels, that you could find this on the OpenPilot. OpenPilot's the community that designs the software that we'll use to program this Cc3D chip. But they say there's diagrams somewhere on openpilot.org that'll show you what's the correct order for these colored wires to plug in here. I could not find that, so I'm guessing this is right. Because what I did was, there's the top one right there. That's the only one that has 3 wires going into it. You see the rest are just 1 wire going into it. Unplug this thing. Show you. Just like that. That's the only one that has 3 cords going into it. There's your the signal. You can see right there on the sticker, the signal, positive, and negative. So the negative is the black wire, the positive is our red wire, and the signal's got to be our white wire. So I just plug that into there like that. And then the order for the rest of them, I just went right down the end. You see right there at the top. Focus here. It starts with that black, red, and white for the first one. And then it goes blue, yellow, green, orange, purple. So what I did was I went right down the row and did blue, yellow, orange, blue, yellow, green, orange, purple right down the line. That may work, it may not. I think the programming, when we go to plug this thing into the computer in a next article, a next video I do, it won't be right after this video, but it'll be down the road coming up here. The computer can figure out if you've got one mixed up, and we can override it and tell it which one's correct. And I should be able to just leave those in there like that. Maybe not, I'm not sure. I have never fired up that program myself yet, so we're going to do that in a few videos from now. But I'm going to plug it in like that for now and see how it works. And basically this just plugs into the side of the Cc3D chip. So from a bird's eye view here, you tell the radio what to do by doing the control inputs. The radio tells the receiver what to do. The receiver tells the Cc3D chip what to do. The Cc3D chip translates your inputs into different things for the speed controllers to run the engines at different speeds, and that's basically how it flies in a nutshell. I'll throw the rest of this together here in the drone, and I wouldn't wire tie. I'm eventually gonna wire tie these ESCs, but there's no way to really know. I'm sure there is, I just don't know how. Way to know whether these are plugged in correctly, because 2 of the motors end up turning clockwise and the other 2 motors turn counterclockwise, which it tells you to when you're setting it up in the OpenPilot software once you got it plugged in with the USB controller to that port right in the back. See it down there. And then so if the engine's not, or the motor's not rotating the right way, you just unplug any 2 out of the 3 and then just swap them, and that'll reverse the direction that the motor turns. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna hide this somewhere up here where the first person viewer camera goes in, because I'm not going to be using that right away, and start zip tying and close this up and show you how it looks when it's done. And then from there we should be done with the build, and then from there we're basically programming with the software once we get it plugged in the computer and get the controller hooked up and get ready to actually make our first flight. Alright, I will cut back and show you what this looks like when it's put all together. Alright, I went ahead and buttoned everything up here. You can see I mounted the X8R receiver with some double-sided sticky tape right there. and then run the wires kind of around, and then they go over that side, they go under the Cc3D chip, pop out the other side to plug into that chip. I did zip tie down all of my motor wires and zip tied where they connect to the ESCs down on the back like that. I have already checked, hooked it up to see what ways the motors are spinning. I would recommend hooking it up, and I'll show you how to do that in a couple videos from now, how to program the chip. But I already did that, but I would leave those so you can swap them out. Basically, if the motor's not turning the direction it's supposed to be, all you do is take any of the three, unplug any of the two, and then swap them, and then it'll reverse the direction of the motor. One thing I do not like that I did that I'm going to fix is the wires for the LEDs. These are way too tight and exposed down here. So I'm going to take this apart, and I'm going to make those longer so that I can run the one down one side and the one down the other side and have them closer to the body, the frame, so that they're not as exposed out here. Another issue I found was this power cord only sticks out that far, which makes it somewhat difficult when you plug the battery in and out. So I'm going to take that, instead of mounting it up in this corner up front, I'm going to mount it in one of these back corners and run it up, so then you'll have the whole cord hanging out the back here to use. And we're going to come back, and the next video I'm going to show you how to mount those motors, or not the motors, the props onto the motors. I'm not running any first-person viewer camera yet. That'll be a later section. I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Another thing I did was the X8R receiver, the two antennas that are coming out of it. I ran those under the Cc3 chip to the back, and then I mounted them right there under each arm on the back, because they say the best signal is kind of do it at a 90-degree angle. That's pretty close to that. It's probably not perfect 90-degree angle, but it's pretty close. And then it's on the bottom of the aircraft. I wanted to put on the bottom, one, to keep it away from the prop spinning up here, and two is because when this is up in the air, the bottom's facing the ground, obviously, and we're the ones on the ground controlling it, sending the signal up to it. So it should work out pretty well, I think. I'm going to I'll do that and show you in later videos how that turns out with these wires being run the way I want them to run. I'm going to try to run those, instead of under the Cc3D chip, that comes out the side there, which I don't like. I'm going to try to run those through the frame down below, so they're already down here, kind of coming out of that board right there. And it should be pretty much all I would do for now until we fly it. Next video is going to be the prop mounting on the motors, and then after that we should get to what it takes to actually make this thing fly. I'll see you then.